Being a kid and not understanding what was going on, I found a teacher and tried to explain to her what I was experiencing. And I guess I wasn't able to properly explain myself because all she heard was my eyes were broken. But now you all about that meat. Time to make a banger. Hey, bro! Hey, bro! Thing, give it a thing.
I mean, life is easy, bro.
Yeah,
You just get up and do it.
life is easy.
No practice.
I think a lot of us, maybe most of us, can relate to wanting other people to think that we're cool. And what does it even mean to be cool? Well, depends who you ask. Being cool means different things to different people, based on how old you are, where you're from, what you're interested in. Everyone has their own version of what cool is. It's one of those things that's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. There's a lot of things that people do for the sake of being cool, man. Dye their hair, buy overpriced clothes, drive fancy cars, do all three. But sometimes we go a little too far for the sake of being cool. For instance, I remember this one time in like the 4th grade, I went a little too far trying to look cool. But all I ended up doing was making myself look like a fool. I can't remember what exactly put the thought in my head, but for some reason at that age, I began to think that glasses were cool. And I'm not talking about sunglasses, bro. I'm talking about regular old glasses. The ones people use to see better. I don't know if it was some I saw on TV or a kid I saw at school, but for whatever reason, I made the connection between wearing glasses and looking cool. So, being a kid and wanting desperately to look cool for all my friends at school, I decided that I had to have my own pair of glasses. I knew what I wanted them to look like, I knew they sold them at the pharmacy, and I knew that if I could convince my parents that I needed glasses, they would get them for me. There was only one small little problem standing in between me and being the coolest kid on the block. My eyes. They're fine. In fact, they're more than fine. All my life, I've had perfect 20/20 vision. So you could clearly see how that would make it difficult for me to convince my parents that I needed glasses. But being the resourceful young man that I am, I wasn't gonna let something as trivial as not having an actual medical condition get in the way of me and the drip, bro. Nah. I'ma get these glasses. Well, one day, I was sitting in class, messing around with my school supplies, when I discovered that I could do something kinda interesting with my ruler. I'm talking about the standard 12-inch ruler that you brought to school as a kid. The one I had was transparent, and I discovered that when I held it at a certain angle and looked through it, it behaved like a lens. I realized it would bend the light passing through it. So when you held it close to your face and looked through it, it would distort what you saw, kind of like a prism or a magnifying glass, creating this trippy optical illusion. So there I am, looking around through my ruler, and I guess I did it a little too long, because when I took the ruler from my face and looked around, everything looked slanted. Like the entire classroom looked like it was tilted at an angle. And I don't know how to explain it, all right? I'm not a doctor. That's just what happened, okay? So, as you can imagine, it was very disorienting. One time, it made me dizzy. My sense of balance was all screwed up, so much to the point that when I tried to walk, I felt like I was falling over. Kinda like how you feel when you get off a tilt-a-wheel at the carnival. So, being a kid and not understanding what was going on, I found a teacher and tried to explain to her what I was experiencing. And I guess I wasn't able to properly explain myself because all she heard was my eyes were broken. So she sends me to the nurse's office and tells me that she's gonna call my parents because she thought that maybe I needed glasses. Glasses, you say? So there I am, sitting in the nurse's station, and boy, was I happy. Finally, I was gonna get my cool new glasses. But, as you would probably assume, after a few minutes of sitting there, the effects of the illusion completely wore off, and everything was back to normal. This was gonna be a problem. So, I tamed my ruler, and I tried to do the thing again, but it didn't work. Eventually, my dad gets there, and the nurse starts to explain to my dad that she thinks that there may be something wrong with my eyes. My dad looks at me and is like, "Son, is this true? Is there something wrong with your eyes?" And then I say, "Yeah, I can't see, Dad. Everything looks all wavy." He's like, "Are you sure? This is very serious, son." I'm like, "Yeah, my eyes are broken." He looks at me with a sense of concern, puts his hand on my head, and is like, "Okay, well, don't worry about it. We're gonna get it all sorted out." He picks up my bag and we head to the car. And of course, now I'm selling it. You feel me? I'm stumbling, pretending like I can't walk in a straight line. You would have thought I was going blind, bro, which must have seemed crazy because I was fine that morning when he dropped me off for school. We get in the car and we leave school. So I'm in my seat, all happy. I'm like, "So I guess we gotta go to the pharmacy and get some glasses, huh, Dad?" He's like, "Well, that's what it sounded like, son. But first we gotta go to the optometrist." I'm like, "The what?" He's like, "The optometrist, the eye doctor. They need to take a look at your eyes so they know what kind of glasses you need. You just can't wear any type of glasses. You could end up making things even worse." What? The eye doctor? They got eye doctors? Make my vision worse? What is he talking about? Glasses make you see better. So I started to get a little worried, because I figured I may be able to trick my teachers and my parents, but this eye doctor guy, he might figure out that I was faking it. Anyway, we get to the eye doctor and my mom shows up, and now we're all just waiting to hear my name get called. We go into the eye examination room and they start doing some tests. The doctor's doing his thing, shining lights in my eyes, asking me questions. They got me looking through this microscope looking thing at a picture of a hot air balloon. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that now I'm too deep. My parents left work. I'm talking to this doctor. For all of this, something better be wrong with my eyes, bro. We finish all of the preliminary eye exams, and then the doctor looks at me and my parents and is like, "Well, Mr. and Mrs. Hines, everything seems to be okay with little Donald here, but I want to do one last test, and then we'll know for sure." He takes us into a big, dark room, and in the middle of the room was a medical chair, kind of like the ones you would see at the dentist. Hanging in front of the chair was what is known as a phoropter. It's this big, scary-looking machine to figure out what prescription glasses you need. They work by using these little round lenses that they pop into the machine, and then they cycle through the different ones until they find one that gives you perfect vision. So he sits me in the chair, and in front of me was a big vision chart. You've seen them. They have 11 different lines of letters, and as you go down the chart, every line has smaller and smaller letters. So, sitting in front of the chart, he asks me to start reading what I see. Now, I'm not stupid, so I understood that if I wanted these glasses, I had to fail this test somehow. So he asked me to read the first line. It was a big E. So I say, "I see an E." Then he asked me to read the second line, then the third line. Again, I read what I saw. I figured that it would be more believable if I got the first few lines right. Then we get to the fourth line, and I was like, okay, game time. I look at the chart, and I'm like, I can't really tell. He tells me, just try your best. So I'm like, L, P, T, D? Okay. All right, now do the next line. Okay. D, F, O, P, D? And you're sure that's what you see? Yeah. Did I get it wrong? Bro, I could read the whole chart no problem, all the way down to 11. But I had to do what I had to do. So we do some more lines. I continue to fail on purpose, throwing in a correct answer occasionally, just not to overdo it, you feel me? The doctor looks at my parents and is like, well, looks like Donald here may need a prescription after all. Yes! Suck it! You ain't no doctor. That's right, I'm about to get these glasses. You ain't that smart. So then the doctor places the phoropter in front of my face and explains to me that he's gonna cycle through a few different lenses to figure out what kind of glasses I needed. He sets up the first lens and then runs through the test again. Again, I fail the test on purpose, but this time, I get more of them right. The doctor is like, interesting. Again, he changes the lenses, and again, I do a little better. He changes the lenses one more time, and is like, okay, how about now? This time, I got every line right. Passed the test with flying colors. So then he's like, okay, I see what's going on. And I'm like, so am I gonna get my glasses today or tomorrow? Do I get them here? How does this work? He chuckles, and then he calls my parents to come closer. He then opens up a case with a bunch of different lenses, the same kind of lenses that go into the phoropter. He shows them to us, and then he's like, you see these lenses? These are the same kind of lenses that will go in your glasses based on what kind of prescription you needed. I'm like, okay. He then removes the cartridges that he was using in the phoropter and then sticks his finger through the frame to show us that they were empty. As in, there was no actual glass in the cartridges that he was using. Meaning, the whole time that he was flipping through the different settings on the phoropter, nothing was actually changing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Somehow, I went from struggling to read the chart to reading the entire thing without ever using an actual prescription lens. I was caught. He turns to my parents and is like, Mr. and Mrs. Hines, you would be glad to know that there is nothing wrong with your son's eyes. Donald here has perfect vision. My heart sank, my face turned red. I felt like such an idiot. My dad looks at me and starts laughing, bro. He's like, what is wrong with you? I ain't even know what to say, bro. I make up some BS. He's like, yeah, whatever. My mom, on the other hand, didn't find it as funny. She's like, I should spank you right here in front of everybody for lying like that. But instead, we all just went home and I never complained about my eyes ever again. As time goes on, the things that we think are cool will continue to change. But one thing that's for sure is that being a liar will forever be lame.
Sorry, mama, I know I don't call enough. I've been losing track of time because I'm trying to run it up. I've been fighting every night, I'm trying to get this money up. Said there's more to life, but I can't give it up. I need a timepiece flooded with baguettes, VVS. I wanna P1, guess I never need one, but I wanna see one. So fast, I've been moving so fast. I just hope I don't crash. I've been feeling hella superficial, living lavish. I've been smoking big gas, I've been blowing big cash. All about the big racks. Don't talk if you bout the small talk, only bout the boss talk. Nigga, this is floss talk, flossing. Baby girl, I'm all in. I can hit this Neiman Marcus and spend 1,000. I just bought my first Louis belt and damn I love it. I could lose it all now, I should make it bad bitch. Bad bitch, yeah, she lost herself when she found me. Didn't need my help, but now she can't live without me. All mine, yeah, she said she's all mine. Never gonna flip side. She told me that